Richard.
So first thing we've got are the minutes of settlement, and there's quite a few this time. The vast majority, probably about 90% of the value are what we call the old FTRT, where someone has an active farm and for some reason or other the Ministry of Agriculture hasn't consented that it's an active farm, and then they have to pass it on to MPAC, and it comes to us. So our share of those write-offs are $8,600, and in total it's $22,000. So they're fairly considerable, but as I say, I'd say at least 90% is due to that situation. The others are some appeals. Sure.
Councillor,
Through you, Mayor Braid. Gord, I know we have this $22,000 in reduction, but I'm assuming there are properties that have gone up as well.
Yes, but they don't tend to appeal.
No, I'm just thinking like,
Omits and stuff. so that too.
exactly.
Yeah, although I've done, and I've got another request from our tax analyst at the county to do it. I think for calendar 2014, we're likely going to be in a negative, and
Oh, is
part
that
of it's
right?
due to that big write-off that we had.
Yep.
So, although you saw Terry's report, there's a lot of stuff
Good.
on there.
Yep.
so,
We've never seen anybody
you
say,
never know.
I'm not paying enough, I need to pay more.
I did actually when they had that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The exempt land thing, believe it or not, but
Oh.
that's pretty rare.
yeah, our portion's 880,
8,600.
600
yeah.
too. 22's with the county and everybody. But it is what it is. Stuff we shouldn't have collected, I guess.
That's right.
Okay, motion to accept. Councillor Hemley, Councillor Faulkner, all in favor? Carried. Okay, moving on.
And then we have our check run,
Yeah.
which is a very large amount, 2.2 million. But $1,778,000 of that is for the county and the school board levy.
Oh,
Take
that
that
county.
away, boom, there we are. And also our debenture, second half of the year, we always seem to have more than the first half. So there's one for $152,000 on that one. We've got some progress on our cemetery mapping, about $9,200 expense there, and about $7,800 on the Lions Park washroom too. So I guess that project's moving on. So when you take away those big ones, it's actually a relatively routine one. For that.
Questions? Councillor Elliott.
The Minto and Bloom, that's just to keep our status, so that we.
Yeah, with the Minto and Bloom, basically, that's watering. Watering and supply.
okay.
We still call it that.
Okay.
Even though like it's only like $200 a year for our status.
Do we have to put a fee in sometime to stay in the Minto?
$200.
Yeah, like $200 or so. That sooner or later, like you can only boat coast,
Yeah.
and then you have to go through the whole thing. But that was only a couple of years ago. So
That's just to continue on as a status.
that's right.
okay.
Yeah, and be able to use the marks and
Yep.
be in the magazine and all that.
Yep.
Okay. Motion to accept. Councillor Hemley, Councillor Churton, all in favor? Okay, carried.
Okay. So the development charges, this is another thing I'm
Long time.
required to report to council. So basically, it shows the continuity of our development charges. So we started the year for 2013 at $294,000. We collected $80,759. We used it on one project, which was the expansion of the Harrison Fire Hall for $37,423, and we earned interest at $3,800. So we have $341,000 total in our
In our
development
reserves.
charges, and again, we had another good year for building, so that should be up.
Should be up again.
Yeah.
Excellent. Questions? Motion to accept. Councillor Caldwell, Deputy Mayor Fisk, all in favor? Carried.
Okay, so this next one, Bill can hop in, but basically, our solar energy supplier requested that we change the wording on the lease. It's a little more favorable to them from a tax point of view, and it makes no difference to us, basically. So we had our lawyer review the lease. Sunsaver agreed to share in the legal costs, and forward. This bylaw either. But there's no essential changes.
Councillor Caldwell.
Through you, Mayor Bridge, just a question, has there been anything further on the balances of the leases? Are they still tied up in
As far as,
the large ones? The-
Oh,
yeah,
That's,
if I may, through you, we had word that, you recall, we applied twice. We rushed around and formed a green energy co-op and one time, and we weren't successful, and then we applied again, and we had all the criteria, and we're gonna invest some of our own money, and we thought we were well set to be successful in that, and we weren't. They went through all the applications, and it turns out that they had cut so many out that they don't have enough to fill the capacity. So they're going to apparently reissue.
Another round.
Another round here. So the only groups that apparently got any were a handful of Aboriginal groups. So the good news is, it looks like we may get another chance to try.
great. And we've done all the work.
very good news.
Hopefully there's no more work. Right, Bill? No more work?
I'm not gonna promise that,
Oh,
Mayor Bridge. You never know what the
Entire
next
term.
application may look. but-
Yeah.
but-
Wow.
very
Wow.
true.
Anyways, we did, it is what it is.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, Deputy Mayor Fisk.
Through you, Mayor Bridge, are we benefiting financially the way we expected to? Is it?
On the microfits?
Yes.
Yes, it's coming up, because we got guarantees, so it's a bit better. And we now have the other part also. Yeah, the microfit, it's actually worked out fairly well. It wasn't near as much work to do. And it's all the fit stuff and the larger stuff that they haven't worked. It's been generating a lot of work for all of us without any. But no, this part is fine. The books seem to be going okay. The money's flowing, comes from West Stereo, we turn it over, and that part's going okay.
Okay, good, thank you.
Motion to accept. Councillor Hamley. Councillor Caldwell, all in favor? Carried.
Okay, so this last one is a request for a donation. You may remember, I have been delegated discretion up to $300, which I've used it. I also wanted to bring to your attention that we're close to our budget allotment, and we have this request for $500. We have donated to this association occasionally in the past, but we've never given as much as 500. We have given as much as 300. So I leave it to you if you wish to make that donation now or carry it forward or whatever you want.
What's our, did you put down what our situation is?
Yeah, we allocated 8,000 and we're at 7,800
Yeah, so really this will put us,
Before this.
before this, yes.
this will put us over. Wait, Deputy Mayor Fisk?
Through you, Mayor Bridge, any idea if there are more coming that we tend to see every year?
I'm not expecting to make more. Pretty much all the regular ones have come. Like we have our Remembrance Day and that kind of thing, but that's on there. The figure skating, the Plowmans, all those ones have pretty much come in, so. This is one that it's come in kind of near the end of the term and for the budget, and they have a specific request this time too. So.
Through you, Mayor Bridge, did they get a cancellation of provincial funding that they're,
Not that I'm
Increasing.
aware of, no.
because they do good work, this group.
Yeah, like they
that's-
have.
I think it's an important group, and I would make that motion. Mr. Mayor?
Okay, seconder? A seconder? Councillor Turton? All in favor? Opposed?
Carried?
Is that carried?
Yeah, carried, one
All
opposed.
right. We'll send her in then.
Yep.
Okay, that's
Okay,
all.
thanks. Okay, Rams, where are we now? Oh, I'm gonna turn this over, I get to rest and.
Yeah,
Councillor
rest
Turton will
yourself.
take over, yep.
Yes, thank you very much, Mayor Bridge. Welcome, Public Works Director Brian. We got 3 items on our Public Works agenda this afternoon. The first one being the Ramsayer access request. Who would like to speak on that? Do you know?
Chair, I
Yes,
could
go
start and Brian could correct everything that I say. but-
That's all right.
Light it up.
We've been through a long process on this, Mr. Ramsayer's access request. You can see in your map where the property is, just on the south side of Clifford. It's quite a treed piece of property. It has lots of road allowances bordering on it, but all of them have their challenges. We've actually looked at now 5 options, different locations. The one that kind of hit your desks back in July was the down Underway Road, not to be confused with underwear, but Underway Road. And that one has some objections from the Underwood family. And we did meet with, as per your request, meet with Mr. Ramsayer and Mr. Underwood and discuss the various options. One of the ones that we all really liked at the time was the town-owned rail land, and
Yes.
we pursued that quite at length, but it turns out Mr. Ramsayer's lawyer had an issue with that. So what we've come up with, or what he's come up with, is a proposal which is Area 5, which is on the 13th line, kind of between the bends. There's an existing driveway going to, I don't recall their names, a landowner at that location. He would use that existing driveway, he would build a driveway along the side of the road and then use Underway Road to get back into his property there. So he would go in sort of where that 5 is and then go backwards to the north. The parcel that he would like to acquire, the blue piece, would kind of be right where the number 2 is on your map, and then he would carry on into his lands. So he would build that trail down that location. He confirmed in the meeting he wants to do some organic gardening and things like that, so we use it for recreation purposes. He would not qualify under zoning to use the land for anything else. If you're in general agreement with this approach, then we would need to sign a restricted access agreement on the road allowance, and that will come back to you. So we're just asking, I think, Brian, if you're okay with it. I think Public Works is okay with the driveway location since there is one there. We had looked at one further up on the road which couldn't be supportive due to visibility and grades. So if you're okay with that, we would ask that you consider the recommendation. Also part of the recommendation is that we don't agree to sell any part of Underway Road to the Underwood family. I would also add, I don't think we need to sign to sell the piece that they've asked for, Mr. Ramsayer, either. I think we would hold on to it, but that would be determined in the agreement that would come back to council. So if you're okay with option 5, that's what our recommendation is.
Questions? Deputy Mayor Fisk.
Just wondering, it mentions here Mr. Underwood wouldn't support option 1. And what would happen if we decided as a council that that was the option of choice?
That would be, I think it's made clear to Mr. Underwood, he cannot restrict access. He has no access rights on there, and if council wanted to go that way, you could permit Mr. Ramsayer to do so.
One other thing, under the August the 5th meeting there, it says concession C, and that should be concession D.
Other questions?
Yeah, through you, Councillor Turton.
Councillor Faulkner.
The proposed access point, that number 5. So who owns that piece of land?
It is privately owned, if I may, through you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go
I
ahead,
don't
sir.
recall the name. They wouldn't actually be on their property, they would be on the road allowance.
Yeah,
part,
no, I see that, yeah,
So-
correct.
But I cannot recall their name, I'm sorry.
Questions?
But I do know that they have spoken.
Yes,
Not mistaken.
they have went into an agreement between the two of us.
Oh, okay, that was my.
Yeah.
Councillor Caldwell.
I'd just like to,
Do you want me to speak for you?
no,
Ms. Brindley.
I'd just like to state that, I think this council feels quite strongly that we don't sell road allowances. And that when Mr. Ramsayer said buy or lease, we wouldn't be interested in the buying portion.
So the recommendation is, the council receives the report regarding the Ramsayer Access Part Lot 63 and 64 concession that D? Is that what you said? D. Yes, concession D. Dated October 2nd and approves in principle, option 5, between the bends on the 15th line to the Ramsayer lands, subject to an agreement being finalized addressing use of the lands, maintenance of the driveway, liability, leasing part of concession 14 road allowance, term and termination, and similar such agreement to come back to council for approval, and further, that council not approve the request from the Underwood family dated July 28th to purchase in any part of Underway Road. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Deputy Mayor Fisk and Councillor Hembley, all in favor of that motion? Against? That's carried. So thank you, Bill, CAO Bill and Brian, for going out and having that meeting and getting that straightened out. Second item has to do with the municipal drains, 115 and number 37, that have been on the last 2 or 3 meetings. We've had some pretty good dialogue on them, and Brian, please go ahead.
2 tenders were sent out to close on Tuesday, September 30th for the construction of municipal drain 37 and municipal drain 115. 3 tenders were accepted for each municipal drain. And as you can see, municipal drain 37, AJ Hader, Marquette Farms Drainage, and Moorfield Excavating all put their bids in, with Marquette Farm Drainage being the lowest, including the HST. And municipal drain number 115, Marquette Farm Drainage also came in as the lowest bidder on that at $137,832.
Questions? That's pretty straightforward.
It's quite a variation,
Yeah,
isn't
there
it?
is. You know, it makes you wonder, 77 in the first one and 66 in the second one.
Yeah, exactly.
So the recommendation that the council receives this Public Works report from road foreman dated October 7th, 2014 regarding municipal drains number 37 and number 115, and awards both tenders to construct the new drains to Marquette Farm Drainage Limited for a total amount of $230,534 on number 37 plus HST, and $121,975 on number 115 plus HST. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Faulkner, Councillor Hembley. All in favor of that motion? Against? That's carried. And the third item is pretty straightforward as well. It has to do with the new lights on Toronto Street, Palmerston, Ontario.
Yes, another tender was put out for streetlights on Toronto Street. We had quite a few complaints of the lack of lights in this area. There's heavy traffic coming out of the TG Minto and people walking there, so. As part of this quote, Public Works included a replacement light on the main street, also which in Palmerston across from the Lions Park, that has been removed in the past. So this RFQ was for the installation of 5 light poles and 6 lighting fixtures. And the town of Minto will be supplying the poles, arms, and fixtures, and the 2 pole spans of wire to service these lights. The LEDs are the same brand to be installed under the ALS replacement light program. On September 25th, this RFQ was closed at 1 p.m. for street lighting, and 3 submissions were received, and Black's Electric, Advanced Electric, and Metzger Electric all submitted the bids, with Black's Electric being the lowest at $25,538, including HST.
Questions? Deputy Mayor Fisk.
Through you, Chairman Turner, I'm just wondering, would you have any idea, Brian, the cost of the poles, arms, fixtures, and the pole spans of wire that we're supplying for this project?
If I'm not mistaken, it came in at $41,000 in total for everything.
For everything?
Yeah.
So that's 25,538 for the electrician, and then 15 or thereabouts for, so
For the rest,
we're
yeah.
under budget about 9,000 then?
Approximately
Yeah.
9,000, yeah.
Okay, good, thanks.
Mayor Bridge, please.
Just on this has been a long time coming. I know if you've been walking the streets, and it's really important to have this because it is a
Yeah,
dark area,
safety.
and being walkable communities and people coming off shift, It's really important to have. Unfortunately, the delay was a little bit because of the fact that we wanted to make sure that the same LED lights as we've been putting in the other.
That is correct,
And we
yes.
didn't make that decision until the summer, so
Yep.
that was why it was delayed a bit. So just, it's a long time in coming, I know, and some people are frustrated out there, but it's now finally there, so
That's correct.
we'll get it done. Okay.
Counselor Hembley.
Through you, Chair Turton. Brian, any percentage of this going to be paid for by the county since it is their road?
No, county
Well, that's
doesn't
pretty
cover,
quick question, or answer there, Mayor.
county doesn't cover street
We
lights,
don't do street lights.
sidewalks, anything like
Yeah.
that.
I just thought maybe that, the good partner they've been with us, the county would help us out a little bit, but, if they
Yeah.
don't want to help us cash, that's fine.
Yep.
Thank you,
You're
Chair.
very welcome. So the recommendation here that the council receives this Public Works report from the Public Works Director and the Water and Wastewater Foreman dated October 1st, 2014 regarding RFQ 2014-14 and approves the awarding of the RFQ to Black's Electric, price of $25,538, including HST. And Councillor Caldwell was going to move that. Can I have a seconder? Mayor Bridge, all in favor of that motion? Against? That's carried. Thank you very much. I'll pass the chair back to our
Mr.
Mayor.
Chair, just to let you know that the new LED lights for the rest of our 700 or so lights are on skids apparently here and will be going in this fall.
17 skids, yeah.
Yeah,
17
and if there's any other questions for our Director of Public Works,
Put a little light on this.
We'll be putting a lot of light on it.
now's the time. How's the bridge coming out there?
60 Plank Bridge, they'll be moving back in, they're waiting for a piece of equipment that's on another job site, but they'll be back in by Friday this week.
What's the
Backfill.
anticipated date of completion?
We don't do that, remember?
Well, Terry doesn't.
Friday.
Through you, Counselor Turton, to Brian.
2014,
They have a completion date.
October, end of October.
They have in October, so actually completion time. You might need that for
Exact date, I'm not sure.
Thursday
but
night.
There's penalties too.
I was asked that question
Ooh,
today, so I
there's
thought I'd bring
penalties
it up.
too. Yeah, very good.
He's making you blush too, Brian, so we'll pass the chair back
Thank
to
you.
our mayor.
Slashing.
And going to other business, let's go additional items. Who wants to go first? I've got Bill.
Mine is done, Mayor Bridge.
Oh, yours is done? Okay. Ron?
Mine, Ron, okay.
This
Jersey
is not
Beat,
done.
Okay, well,
Jersey Beat was out, and make sure everybody attends, because I think it's gonna be a heck of a show. I know most of us are too young to hear the Four Seasons, but,
yeah, I know.
thought we could attend anyway, see what history's all
A couple
about.
songs I remember my dad playing.
They'll be fantastic. Look forward to supporting our
Yep.
Northern Theater.
Good.
They're selling fast.
Excellent. Terry?
I have a couple of items. First one is I'd like to publicly thank Mike Orth and Ryan Hill from Public Works for helping the Legion put up their banners on the main street of Hairston. If you notice on the banners, the town logo is on the banners, as well as the Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Legion. And this project is already being recognized nationally by Dominion Command of the Legion, so there's a lot of press and a lot of coverage going out there, and your men are part of that. So again, I'd like to thank them for giving us a hand and getting them properly installed. Thank you. The second one is, the last meeting I mentioned that the hospital was undergoing accreditation at the time of our last meeting, and just received an email today that they received accreditation with commendation.
Oh, good.
Which means that they met 99% of 1,400 standards.
Good for them.
Wow.
We were hoping for a little better than that, but it's.
Well, you got something to go for.
110 would be
Right,
good.
That's right.
Got something to go for.
So we're happy, and that's good news for the community, that our hospital is meeting the standards, the Canadian standards, or actually more than meeting the standards, so that's good news.
Just a question, Terry, if you don't mind. I know you're involved with the medical. Is there an update on that?
Well, we're having a meeting on Thursday.
Okay, so next meeting will.
Yeah, actually, we've got some tenders in, and I'm guessing we'll be awarding the tender perhaps Thursday afternoon.
Okay, thank you. Who has it? Dave?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Bridge. I just wanted to remind everybody that Anybody that wants to go to the Crescent Care on October the 8th, which I believe is that tomorrow?
Yeah, right there.
At 3:30? Hold on, Ron, I knew the answer to that. Correct. And so, I'd like to thank Lynn
Don't forget to
Jamieson
leave.
for allowing us to come. And so this is kind of just a meet and greet, okay? There's going to be no speeches. And we've also been invited to Palmerston, to the Royal Terrace, on October 14th.
October 14th.
At 10:15 in the morning. Same thing, they usually have activities on Tuesdays. 10:15, so anybody that wants to go, that's fine, and it's Jennifer George, so,
Thank you.
thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I could, we did pass on the October 8th to all the other candidates.
Make sure we do
Yes,
the other
no
one.
the
problem,
October
so that's October 14th at 10:15,
Oh, Cherry Care.
and the young lady's name is Jennifer George.
Right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
alrighty. And I just have one little item, and I thought it just came in the mail, and something you get to do as the mayor on behalf of the council, and I thought it was kind of nice. I got a little letter back from, it says, "Dear Mayor, Mr. Mayor George," in brackets, "would you please convey my thanks to the Minto Council for the certificate remembering my 90th birthday. It was indeed an honor. I am proud to live in the town of Minto. It's a very special place. Yours truly, Shirley McKay." So I get to go to a lot of those things on your behalf, and I always say from the council, and I had a 99th birthday up in Clifford as well, Ruby Bell, and that was amazing, and she said, "I'll see you next year," so she's waiting for the 100th, so.
Yeah, well, you're the closest in age to all these people.
Well,
so-
exactly, thank you.
Is she the oldest person in Minto?
You know, I don't know, she'd probably be close, I would think, I don't, did anybody know of somebody that's 100 anymore? There was somebody 100, but I think that's, yeah, so
There was, I believe there's a lady at Royal Terrace that's over 100.
maybe over 100.
Mrs. Reed.
Maybe, anyways, but Ruby is still, she's still in James Way, and still made a nice speech, and Shirley, you could tell that she's still got that teaching ability. She got up and made a lovely speech, and it was really good, and she had a lot of neat people there, and it was at our station, and that was fun too. So those are little fun things I get to do on behalf of the council, and just wanted to share that with you. And that's all I have. So I guess I'm just need some final things here. Moved by Councillor Caldwell, second by Deputy Mayor Fisk, the Committee of the Whole convenes the regular council. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Hamley, that the Council of Town of Minto ratifies the motion made in Committee of the Whole. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Faulkner, second by Councillor Elliott, the bylaw number 2014-68 being the bylaw to repeal the site plan agreement registered as an instrument R07605542 Whiteman Holdings, Inc., be introduced and read first, second, and third time and passed in open council, seal of the corporation. All in favor? Carried.
Just, Mayor Bridge, if I may, we're just gonna take out the mayor and CAO clerk and authorize the execution of all documents, because this is a property over 100, over 50,000, so.
Right.
If
and
it's
you-
okay with the mover and seconder, we should just say, allow it for execution of all the documents. It's my mistake.
Moved by Councillor Hemley, second by Councillor Faulkner, that bylaw number 2014-70 being the bylaw to authorize the clerk to execute all documents. Is that what you want to say? No.
Just to allow the execution of all documents.
Okay, to allow the execution of all documents related to the sale of the former Clifford Ballfield land declared surplus to the town of Minto between Brown and William Street, including a portion of John Street Road allowance to W. Schmidt and Sons, Schwint and Sons, be introduced and read in first, second, and third time and passed in open council, seal of the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Councilor Turton, seconded by Deputy Mayor Fisk, the bylaw number 2014-71 being the bylaw to authorize the mayor, you want that one to be the same?
No, you're good.
Or there? Mayor and CEO clerk to execute the equipment lease agreement with Sunsaver 2 Limited regarding exiting microfit solar installations on various, regarding existing microfit solar installations on various town properties being introduced and read first, second, and third time, and passed in open council, seal the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Counselor Caldwell, second by Counselor Turton, the bylaw number 2014-72, being the bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO clerk to execute the sublet commercial lease agreement with Triton Engineering Services to rent a space at Allotment, Minto, Unit 3, 1 Lower Street, Harrison, be introduced and read first, second, and third time, passed on open council, seal of the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Deputy Mayor Fisk, second by Counselor Caldwell, Counselor Faulkner, that bylaw number 2014-73 being the bylaw authorizing the mayor and CEO clerk to execute the garden suite agreement with Lucien and Linda Rossi, is it Art? Rosie? For part lot 22, concession 186003, Minto, Normandy Town Line, be introduced and read first, second, and third time, and passed on open council, seal of the corporation. Lucy?
Mayor, just, I'm not sure, but you just read 2014-73?
Yep. There was another 2014-73?
Well, 2014-73 is the Triton agreement according to our minutes.
Okay, well, that's not
I
right.
just, they were kind of mixed up. 2014-72 is the one you just read.
Yeah, so it's written his 73 here, so I'll have to change
So
it.
we'll go with that, we'll change the bylaws or vice versa to correct it.
Okay.
Just need to initial that?
I think that's administrative, that one.
Is it? Okay.
All in favor?
My apologies.
Apology accepted, Bill.
I just,
Very brave man.
Well, you're going like
Your
73,
mistakes.
73, I did say it
Very
right.
brave man.
Counselor moved by Counselor Hemley, second by Counselor Elliott, the bylaw number 2014-74, being a bylaw to amend the Town of Minto zoning bylaw 0186 for lots 30 and 44 green survey fronts on King Street, Palmerston, be introduced and read first, second, and third time, and passed in the open council. Seal of the corporation. All in favor?
We'll get them right eventually.
we're back on schedule.
Moved by Counselor Elliott, second by Counselor Hemley, the bylaw number 2014-75 being the bylaw to authorize the mayor and CEO clerk to temporarily close roads for Harrison and Palmerston Remembrance Day parades on Tuesday, November 11th of 2014, be introduced and read in first, second, and third time, and passed in open council, and seal of the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Counselor Faulkner, second by Counselor Caldwell, that bylaw number 2014-76, meaning the bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the October 7th, 2014 committee and council meeting, be introduced and read first, second, and third time, and passed in open council, seal of the corporation. All in favor? Moved by Counselor Faulkner, second by Counselor Caldwell, that the council of the town of Minto adjourns to meet again at the call of the mayor. All in favor?